Heartbreak at World Athletics, GB's near miss in relay following 800-meter silver and bronze. A night of drama and dreams. World Athletics Championships are always a place where dreams collide with heartbreak, where glory lives alongside despair, and where athletes' entire lives of sacrifice are distilled into fleeting seconds on the track. The Tokyo 2025 Championships have already given us fireworks. Noah Lyles 4-peat in the 200m, Sydney McLaughlin-Lavrone's near-world record in the 400m, and Sha'Carri Richardson's comeback storming headlines. But tonight, it was Great Britain's turn under the spotlight. The British squad experienced a dizzying rollercoaster of emotions. First, the jubilation of a double medal haul in the women's 800-meter, with silver and bronze showing their strength in middle-distance running, and then the crushing devastation of the 4x100-meter relay final, where medals slipped agonizingly out of reach in the final stride. This is the story of resilience, heartbreak, and the thin line between triumph and despair. The stage was set. Tokyo's National Stadium buzzed with anticipation. The 800m had been circled on calendars back in Britain for months. After all, Keely Hodgkinson, already an Olympic silver medalist and European champion, was carrying the nation's middle-distance hopes. Alongside her, the rising star Gemma Reekie and the seasoned veteran Alex Bell made it a formidable trio. But the spotlight wasn't just on them. Kenya's Mary Mariah, the reigning world champion, stood as a daunting presence. Ethiopia's Habitam Olamu, with a tactical brilliance, loomed as a threat. The 800-meter final promised fireworks, and it delivered. The 800m drama. From the gun, the race was tactical. Hodgkinson positioned herself perfectly, hugging the inside lane, conserving energy. Mariah, true to style, stormed forward, almost daring others to match her pace. At 400m, the split was blistering, 55 seconds. The crowd roared. The British contingent in the stands waved flags furiously. Could they hang on? The final bend became a cauldron of tension. Mariah held the lead, but Hodgkinson surged, stride for stride, her face a mask of determination. Reekie, running the race of her life, slipped into third. Down the final stretch, Hodgkinson clawed at Mariah, but the Kenyan just edged it. Gold in 1 minute and 56.20 seconds. Hodgkinson claimed silver in 1 minute and 56.38 seconds, while Reekie held off Olamu for bronze. Britain erupted. 2 medals in one race. The Union Jack was paraded proudly on the track. It was a moment of pride, a reminder that middle-distance running remains a British crown jewel. From glory to pressure. But as Hodgkinson and Reekie smiled for cameras, the relay team was warming up in the shadows. For the British women's 4x100-meter squad, this was their chance to rewrite history. They had come agonizingly close in past championships, always fourth, always bridesmaids, never the bride. This year, with a team boasting Dina Asher-Smith's experience, Daryl Neita's explosive form, Emonelara Lansiquot's consistency, and Bianca Williams' reliability, they dared to dream. The Americans, Jamaicans, and Nigerians were favorites, but Britain had speed, and clean exchanges could tilt the balance. The relay of destiny. The stadium lights dimmed slightly, spotlights illuminating the staggered lanes. The crowd hushed, sensing drama. On the first leg, Lansiquot flew out of the blocks, eating up the stagger. Her exchange to Asher-Smith was smooth, textbook. The British were in it, stride for stride with Jamaica and the U.S. Asher-Smith blazed the back straight, her strides long, powerful, commanding. The baton glistened under the stadium lights. The exchange to Neita was quick, almost flawless. Britain was still in medal contention, second place, maybe even gold if the final stretch went perfectly. Neita rounded the bend with ferocity. The baton handoff to Bianca Williams was clean, but just a touch hesitant. A fraction of a second lost, but in a race of hundreds, it was costly. Williams powered down the straight. The finish line loomed. America was ahead. Jamaica surged. Nigeria fought. Britain was right there. Third, then fourth, then third again. But in the final 5 meters, fatigue set in. Williams leaned desperately, but Nigeria edged them. Britain finished fourth. Fourth, the cruelest position in sport. The aftermath. The contrast was stark. Minutes earlier, Hodgkinson and Reekie had been draped in flags, smiling, medals around their necks. Now, the relay team sat stunned on the track, heads in hands, tears streaming. Daryl Nita wept openly. Dina Ashersmith consoled her teammates, but her own eyes glistened. "We were so close," she whispered, almost to herself. The crowd clapped in appreciation, recognizing the bravery and effort. But the athletes knew, medals are what history remembers, not fourth places. The British spirit. Back in the mixed zone, Hodgkinson and Riki hugged the relay team. "We're all one squad," Hodgkinson said firmly. Tonight, Britain showed up. And she was right. In sport, heartbreak and glory often coexist. The 800m medals proved Britain's middle-distance dominance. The relay heartbreak showed the razor-thin margins of sprinting. Both, however, showcased courage, determination, and the spirit of never giving up. Lessons for the future. The relay loss hurt, but it was also a lesson. Baton exchanges, mental composure, and raw speed all matter. Britain has the talent. What they need is belief, refinement, and perhaps a touch of luck. For Hodgkinson and Riki, their medals are stepping stones toward Olympic gold in Los Angeles 2028. For the relay squad, Tokyo 2025 may be remembered as heartbreak, but it could also be the fuel that drives them to finally clinch gold in future championships. A wider context. Tonight's drama was more than just about medals. It was about the narrative of British athletics. Since the days of Sebastian Coe, Steve Cram, and Kelly Holmes, Britain has lived for middle-distance triumphs. In sprints, despite legends like Linford Christie, the women's 4x100 meter has often been a story of near misses. Tokyo 2025 reinforced that identity. Britain is still producing world-class 800m runners. And though the relay heartbreak stung, it showed that they are right on the cusp of breaking into sprinting greatness. The human side. Behind every race are human stories. Hodgkinson, carrying the weight of expectations since her teenage breakthrough. Riki, battling setbacks and injuries, now standing on the podium. Nita, who once almost quit the sport, now anchoring her nation. Ashersmith, the veteran, trying to guide the next generation. These stories make the heartbreak even more poignant. But they also remind us why sport captivates us. Because it reflects life, victory, loss, hope, despair, resilience. The legacy of Tokyo 2025. In years to come, when people look back at Tokyo 2025, they will remember Mariah's victory, Hodgkinson's silver, Riki's bronze, and yes, the heartbreak of the relay. But more importantly, they will remember the courage of British athletes, who fought to the very last stride, who celebrated each other's successes, and who turned tears into motivation for the future. Conclusion, heartbreak and hope. Sport is cruel. Sport is beautiful. Tonight, Britain lived both extremes. The silver and bronze in the 800 meters showed the heights of glory. The fourth place in the relay showed the depths of heartbreak. But together, they tell a story of a nation that dares to dream. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.